So I'm here in North Alabama, and this is my no-till garden. This is kind of the first year for most of this garden, the second year for some of that there in the middle. So we're just still working the kinks out on it. We had done this method on another property, and we were just restarting this one last year. We just got a nice rain last night, and so everything's looking pretty good and lush, and I'm just going to walk you through and show you the different things that we have growing here. The first part of the year we had a real struggle. I planted everything, and then we had several just really big rainstorms come through and had to replant some stuff. So we're actually way behind from what we usually are this time of year, but it's actually finally really picked up and coming along the last few weeks. Some stuff's just not growing at all. You can see this corn here. I planted 4 rows of it, and it was just really sparse on what came up, and then it's just kind of taking a while to get growing. You can see that middle rows there, basically hardly any of it has grown. My corn seeds were kind of old. I was just using some that I already had, so that might have been part of the problem. Then we've got tomatoes here. This is a San Marzano tomato. A lot of them have been getting blossom end rot, so they haven't been doing super good. You can see that one there. It's got blossom end rot. That one looks pretty good. So we'll just kind of see. I know I also need to mulch around those pretty good because we're just still working on making our soil a lot better. And then on the other side here, I have a few more different varieties of tomatoes. We've got a few ready and coming along, but honestly they just didn't do super great this year. We still could get a good crop out of them, but we'll just kind of have to see. So I don't use a lot of chemical fertilizers or amendments in my garden. I like to keep it mostly organic, chemical free. I do use a fish fertilizer, and so sometimes I'll come in here with that. The Alaskan fish fertilizer is what I use, and I'll water with that. And we also don't water a whole lot. That's part of this method, that you don't have to water a whole lot. Because of the mulch and everything, it keeps everything really good and hydrated, and you don't have to water as much. And then when you don't water, the plant's roots kind of will grow deeper, and it helps them find water a little bit better. So these are my cowpeas here. We've got some of these miniature sunflowers on either side here. I had to replant these several times, and some finally came up, but they're looking pretty good here now, so I'm excited about that. The sunflowers have really been bringing the bees in, so that's really good. And on this trellis and this trellis, we've got some cowpeas, purple whole peas, and then these were like a southern Mississippi or something, I think. They're more white, they don't turn purple. And I had to replant these several times, so there's a couple different varieties in there. And we've got chamomile here. It's going to seed, so I'm hoping maybe some of it'll reseed and come back. We had our first batch of these peas last night. They were so good, so fresh, so good. Got a couple more tomato plants here. These haven't done super great. We've had this one got completely stripped by a hornworm, but it's coming back now. And we got a few peas there ready to be harvested. This is some lettuce that has gone to seed. And we've got cucumbers. We've harvested quite a few cucumbers from this just to eat fresh. We're not really big into pickles, so I haven't ever made any pickles with those. Got a few more sunflowers over here. And underneath that I had planted several basils, and so a lot of those are coming up. We've got lime basil, lemon basil, large leaf basil, lettuce leaf basil. Here's some more basils. This is a purple basil, although it's kind of stayed pretty green, so I don't know what's going on with that. And then this is a lime basil. It smells so good. And in this middle area, we've got honestly just lots of melons and stuff taken over, which I love. I just kind of let this go wild in the summer and just let it do its own thing. And then we just come out here and harvest melons when we want to. This is some sage. I've already harvested this a couple times and dried it so I can have a lot of sage for making sausages and chicken and dressing. This is a fennel plant, and what I didn't know when I planted it is it's a trap crop for caterpillars. And so several weeks ago there was caterpillars all over it, and it was pretty cool looking. So I just let them do that, and I got another one over there, and I don't see any caterpillars on it. They must have done their thing and gone. And so this is a carrot plant that I let go to seed. It's I didn't realize this, but Queen Anne's lace is in the same family as carrots, so you can see that. Look how cool that is. I just thought I'd let it go to seed and see what it did. So we got some peppers here. They haven't done super great. We've gotten a few off of them. I think this is a Serrano here, and then no, actually I think it's a Poblano. This is a Poblano, which they're supposed to get pretty big, so we'll kind of see. And then got two of those, and then we've got some jalapeno plants here. They're kind of small. I picked a couple off of this yesterday, but yeah, we'll see how they do throughout the rest of the summer. These were green beans, and they just haven't done super great. I probably should have watered them some more. That might have helped. But yeah, this is a watermelon. It's kind of funky looking. I don't guess it might not have gotten pollinated super good. And then more melons. This is a little melon called a Jenny Lind melon, and it's like a little tiny cantaloupe. We really like them. They're so good. So you can see we actually got a couple growing right here, and they'll kind of turn that cream color when they get ready to eat. We got 3 right there together, so that's exciting. We love melons here. This is a calendula. It's going to be an orange and yellow calendula, and you can make salves and stuff out of that flower. It's really cool, so I can't wait till it starts blooming. Here's a little melon. I don't know what's going on with that one, so but anyways, we got some more in here. Like I said, a lot of these were volunteers because we did have some melons growing in here last year that we just kind of let go, and it was just a big mess. But we got several melons off of it, so this looks like a sugar baby one here. It's coming along nicely. It looks like there's a few more cantaloupes over there. Here's a little baby watermelon. Look how cute. We got strawberries in here. They're going to seed, or I mean they're sending off runners. This is a weed. And then we had some potato plants that I had already planted my potatoes and dug them up, and then I had some more that were sprouting, so I replanted them, and they were coming up really good, and then they died back, so I'm not really sure why. What's going on with that? Like this plant had come up real big, and then it's just like something killed it off, so I don't know. I don't know if there's a bug in there. You can see this one is doing pretty good. It's coming up. Probably need to put some more hay around that. And here's one. There was just a few more that I put back in there to see if I could get a second crop out of them. And then we got several more melons. I didn't realize we had this many melons. So this may be an orange glow. I'm not sure. Those are really good. Just bright orange. Really good. And or it could be a red watermelon. I'm just not really sure. Got another little one there. This is some wood chips that were in the chicken pen that my son cleaned out and put here. So I'm going to spread that in some of the areas that we'll be planting in later so they can continue to break down and feed the soil. So I planted this whole row right here of sunflowers, and I actually planted it like 3 times, and I think maybe they just got washed away or something was eating them, but they didn't do well, except for we've got about 3 plants here. So this is doing really good, this one. I love seeing all these sunflowers come off of here, and all the little shoots come out the sides. This is a lemon queen sunflower, and it's really bringing in the pollinators. I was kind of concerned because we honestly just didn't have a lot of bees out here, but this is helping so much. And then we've got some more melons and pumpkins over here. This is a Dutch fork pie pumpkin. Roots and Refuge Farm, she recommended this. She said it grew really well in her area last year, so I wanted to try it. It's been hit or miss. We've had a few start growing and then kind of quit growing. I had to replant a few things, but seems to be growing well now. And I do have at least one pumpkin over here growing. This is another kind of pumpkin. It was like a Japanese one I had the seeds for, so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and try that. So, look how cool this pumpkin looks. I'm excited about that. I was hoping to get a bunch of pumpkins and feed them to the animals over the winter, but I don't know. That doesn't look like that's going to happen, but we'll see. You never know. And then you can see the other side of those peas there. The lettuce. Here's some more pumpkin plants. And as I said, we do the no-till gardening method. So we layer cardboard on top of the grass to kill off the grass. And then we put wood chips, or we put compost to plant in, and then wood chips on top of that. It's a good idea to get wood chips that are kind of broken down a little bit. These were fresh because my neighbor had just taken down a tree, and we were able to get those wood chips. And so they should be a little bit better next year. But they kind of did rob the plants of nitrogen at first, but they seem to be doing a lot better. And I kind of mediated that with some fish emulsion. But some people that are really good with the no-dig method, if you want to look into it, are Charles Dowding. He has a whole YouTube channel, lots of videos. He calls it no-dig gardening. And then Anne of All Trades is really good. She calls it the lazy gardening method, and she has a lot of how-to videos this year on it, so I would definitely check those out. Back to Eden Gardening is one, and then there's a channel called No-Till Growers, and he does this on more of a larger scale, and he's just got lots of really good info on there. So there we go. There's my garden in the middle of July. Like I said, we had a rough start, but it's coming along now, and I'm excited to just keep making it better and better for the years to come. Here's a few shots of my blueberry bushes. They are definitely sending off a lot of good shoots this year and growing, so we didn't get very many blueberries, but I'm hoping that next year we will start getting some good blueberries off of them, and they'll be growing good, and then soon we can let others come and pick. So see, that one's looking pretty good, and this rain, of course, has been really good for them. So over here in this bed we've got mint. This is a spearmint, and then this is an oregano plant here, and I think the heat was kind of getting to it, but this rain has really helped. This is a raspberry plant, and it's actually not, it was looking so good just last week. I definitely need to put something up to trellis it. That one's looking pretty good, but I don't know what's getting into this. I don't know if that's bugs or what it is, so we'll have to see. I've got several of my strawberry plants over here. They're dying back, but they will come back later. And then this is a red raspberry. That one over there is a fall gold. We got a few off of this already earlier, and they were really good. And so strawberries and raspberries, and we're eventually going to pull all these strawberries out and put them somewhere else. I'm just still trying to get everything situated. I need to do some weeding over here. And then these are a purple raspberry, so I'm interested to see how they do. I think they may be like later bearing, like in the fall, but they've got terrible thorns on them, so we'll see if we like those or not. If they're going to be worth trying to pick through all those thorns to get the raspberries. We'll see. You can see, looks like we got a lot of bug damage on these strawberries, but probably just going to cut them all back and then let them grow back. They usually come back pretty well, so especially in the fall when it gets a little bit cooler. So that's my garden and plants for this time of year, and hopefully they'll keep growing and we will have some raspberries soon. I'm excited about that because we didn't get a whole lot of strawberries either. We picked off of them and ate. We had a lot of rain, and so that causes a lot of problems with bugs and snails on your strawberries. So I'm hoping to get a bed just completely dedicated to those and work on that. Put some more mulch and straw around it next year to help with the bugs and to keep some of the moisture off of it. So there we go.